All right, well, we'll jump right into skills and support with Sarah, so she can talk about breathing exercises that we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to talk about breathing today is just because it's, we hear about it so much. Like it's just so common to hear people say, take a deep breath or like you need to calm down, just breathe. But we hear it so much because it really does make a big difference and it can really help us if we learn how to do it properly and we practice it a lot. And breathing is a great tool to have in your toolkit because you don't need anything. It's with you all the time because all you need is yourself. So whether you're, laying in bed at night and you can't fall asleep, or you're in school and you don't want to like show a bunch of people that you're doing something to calm down, it's a really easy thing to do. So what I wanted to focus on today is a couple of techniques that are great for adults and caregivers, and can be modified to make them really fun for kids as well. So I wanted to start just by going over kind of the basic foundation of like how can we really breathe effectively for relaxation. And so I'm going to teach what's called belly breathing. And it's a little bit tricky because you can't see me how it might be helpful to see me when we're teaching breathing, but I'll just kind of try to walk you through the steps. So belly breathing is called belly breathing because we really want to try to take a nice deep breath from our belly rather than from our chest, which is where we might kind of breathe from day to day without thinking about it too much. So when we can get a really nice deep breath from our belly, it helps us to relax even more. And so how to practice this is by placing one hand on your chest and one hand kind of right before your, like right under your ribs, kind of on the top of your belly. And if you guys want to practice this with me, you can. Feel free. So what we want to do when we do this is we want to breathe in through our nose and we want to breathe out through our mouth and kind of make like a shape with our lips, like as if we're whistling a little bit when we breathe out. And when we breathe, we really want to try to keep our chest hand from moving very much. And it does take a lot of practice. And we want our belly hand to be the one to move. So we can practice taking a nice deep breath in through our nose. And we should feel our belly kind of moving out. And then we can breathe out through our mouth. Good job, you guys. So when you practice belly breathing with your kids, it can be really fun to have them pick out a stuffed animal or a favorite toy that they have. And especially when you can kind of either sit back like really nice and relaxed in your chair, or I would recommend laying down if you can, because then you can really see and feel the difference with the belly breathing. So their stuffed animal, they can watch when they place it on their belly, they'll watch it move up and down. And it can kind of be like a nice reminder for them when they pair their favorite toy with the breathing that, we can practice these things and have fun, and incorporate some playful elements too. So I do have some Sesame Street videos up on our website that make breathing, especially belly breathing, really fun and engaging. So check those out. And then I want to teach you one more quick technique that's kind of using the belly breathing skills that we just learned that adults can use and kids can use before we go today. So this is called Take 5 breathing. And so I want you to put your hands out like this. Hopefully we can see them okay with our backgrounds. It kind of goes in and out a little bit sometimes, but we'll do our best. And then take a pointer finger of your other hand and place it down at the outside base of your thumb. And so using these skills that we just learned, breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth and really trying to get it from our belly, what we're going to do is when we breathe in, we're going to slide up our thumb. And when we breathe out, we're going to slide down the other side of our finger. And then be sure to pause at the bottom so that we don't get dizzy and breathe too quickly. With kids, this can happen pretty easily. So, if you're doing it with a child, you can kind of be setting the pace for them. So let's practice a little bit for a couple of fingers together. Yep, so we'll start back at the base. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so we'll breathe in through our nose. And then breathe out through the mouth. And let's do a couple more. Breathe in and out. Good job, guys. Let's do one more. Breathe in and out. And so just to save time today, we'll stop there, but typically I'd recommend going through the whole hand. And it can be a nice grounding exercise too, because just feeling the sensation of kind of going up and down your fingers helps to remind you of, your body sensations in the moment. You feel nice and present. And so try it out for yourself and with any kids that you might have in your life. I have a couple of handouts up on the website for the Take 5 breathing, but also for some other different fun activities that you can check out. So now that you know the basics, you can really take that and try a bunch of different activities. So thanks, guys, for helping me to demonstrate that.
Yeah, of course. Breathing exercises, I think, are really fun, especially like for younger kids when you find a way to do it that's engaging. I know I have one kid in particular who will do cookie breathing. So you smell the cookie and then you blow on it because the cookie's too hot. That every time when I meet with this particular kid, he tells me about the times that he's needed to use cookie breathing. So it's like, I don't know, you can make it fun for kids. And I know the way that I always introduce it when I have new clients and we talk about breathing exercises, I'll usually ask, it's my horrible counselor or dad joke. It's like, do you know how to breathe? And then they look at me like, dude, come on. Of course, I've been breathing my whole life. And I'm like, well, then this should be really easy. And then it's a fun way for us to just kind of have a conversation about how helpful it can be, to learn and practice these things. And it is I feel like there's a lot of coping skills that kids can use, but it is the one that is, like you said, Sarah, it's the one that's most portable. You'll always have your breath with you. You can use it wherever you go. And then, incorporating different elements like using your hand or where you place your hands on your body can, switch it up a little bit too if kids get bored or if one particular type of breathing exercise isn't working for them. You always have it.
Right, exactly. And I think, as I've mentioned before a couple of times on our show previously, just practicing it regularly is so important so that, we can use it effectively when we might be really upset or in crisis mode. So it's a good preventative strategy too, to kind of keep our stress levels from rising up too high. So it can be used for so many different things, and very important to practice when we can.
Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. So when you see us again, we'll be with our special guest, but we're going to have Tess pop in and do a test talk before we continue on with our show. So we'll see you guys in a minute.